Last week, I had a lunch meeting with a group of 7 people that I've known for about 5 to 7 years on average. These are people that I've known from my previous job and people that I met along the way, and we all became friends. So we try to have these meetups from time to time just to catch up, to have a good time, and to find out exactly what's happening in each other's personal lives. This meeting is usually a light meeting, but in this particular meeting last week, someone posed a very serious question that prompted me to create this video. So the question that was posed was this: what are your 2 to 5 year plans? So this started a roundtable discussion, but the answers that were given actually had me puzzled. So 5 of the 7 people around the table actually said that their 2 to 5 year plan was to start their own business. Now mind you, these are people that I've known for about 5 to 7 years on average, and I can tell you that these guys have always wanted to start their own business. So this prompted me to ask a follow-up question. Well, why haven't you started your business? You have been saying this for a very long time. And the answers that I got were, it's too difficult, I don't know how to start a business, I don't know the key elements, I'm afraid I'll fail, etc. So I said to them, well guys, you know I have my YouTube show and I create this content for free and I'm always giving you guys the tips. You have all the information you need to know to start your own business. So someone actually pointed out that I've never actually created a video to share the basic elements of starting a business for someone who is not from the business field. So that is why I'm creating this video, because in this video, I'm going to be sharing the 5 key elements that you need in order to start a business. I'm making reference to e-commerce in this particular video, but these are the key elements that you will need for every single business to be successful. So if you are planning to start your own business and you want it to be successful, I highly recommend you watch this entire video. Okay, so without wasting any time, let me dive right into it. So the 5 basic elements of having a successful business, e-commerce or otherwise, are: number 1, you have to create a useful product or service. Now, what constitutes a useful product or service? This is a question that puzzles a lot of people. A useful product or service is one that solves a problem, which means you have to identify a problem first and then create a product or service to solve that problem. That is the core fundamental of having a successful business. Now, take my socks line for example. The problem that we identified back then was that men were limited as it relates to how they could dress for work, and we wanted to actually change that. Women didn't have this problem, but there are quite a number of fashionable men right across the world. But men were not allowed to actually dress fashionably for the corporate world. But what we realized was that it was okay for men to wear fashionable socks and fashionable ties and fashionable accessories. And that is what gave rise to us actually creating a socks line for men to actually wear in the corporate realm. So as you can see, we found a problem and we created a solution for that problem. And that is the first fundamental of having a successful business. You have to identify a problem and find a solution for that problem. The second key element of having a successful business is that you have to have a simple message, or you have to be able to simplify your message as much as possible. Now, what do we mean by simplifying your message? Now, once you've found a problem, right, and you have identified your solution for that problem, you have to be able to communicate this to your audience in one line. Now, let me give you an actual example. So for my company, what we did was we actually found a solution for men who wanted to dress fashionably for work. So what we said was this: we actually wanted to change the way that men dress for work. And that is a very simple message that we can communicate effectively in an elevator pitch, in a one-liner, wherever. And it was quite simple and people got it. So you have to simplify your message to a point where people can actually easily identify with the problem and the solution to that problem. So make sure you spend some time to simplify your message. Make sure you can sell the idea of solving a problem using a one-liner. The third basic element of having a successful business, whether it be e-commerce or any other business for that matter, as I mentioned before, you have to take marketing seriously. Marketing is the third key element of having a successful business. So once you've found your problem and you've found your solution and you have simplified your message, now it comes down to how well you market your business. Take any successful entrepreneur, for example, you will see that they take marketing in their own hands and they take marketing seriously. Let's take a Richard Branson, for example. Richard Branson, a successful billionaire entrepreneur with several different businesses under the Virgin Group, never stops marketing himself. He's always on LinkedIn every single day, publishing content after content after content. He has a blog and he publishes blog posts every single day. He publishes different content on LinkedIn every single day. He constantly markets himself. And the reason why he markets himself and his personal brand is because he knows that there's a trickle-down effect from his personal brand to his other brands. So you have to take marketing seriously. It's not just about marketing the brand, but marketing yourself and being that person, that face of the brand. But marketing is very, very important, and I want you to take it seriously. I created a video recently talking about using LinkedIn to create content to market yourself. If you really want to get your name in front of some of the right people, you should be taking LinkedIn seriously. Start marketing yourself, start creating content. You have a lot of options available to you. You can create content on LinkedIn, YouTube, podcast. You can write, you can talk, you can create videos, but you have to take marketing seriously. The fourth basic element of having a successful business is one that is relevant to today's society, and that is you have to embrace social media. So social media is now the most valuable media in the world. And if you're still trying to market a business and trying to grow a brand and you're not taking social media seriously, you're definitely missing out and you're leaving most of the money on the table. So I want you to embrace social media. I know quite a lot of you guys are probably not in the Gen Z or millennial age group, but you still want to start a business and you don't quite understand social media, or maybe you don't like it. But if you want your business to grow, you still have to embrace social media and use it to your advantage. So in my previous point, I spoke about marketing on the social media platforms. So that is why you want to take social media seriously and start marketing yourself on those platforms. So this is where most of the attention is these days. Social media has now overtaken television and radio in terms of attention. So if you want to actually have a successful business, it means that you have to be where the attention is. It's an attention-driven world, and if you want to be successful, you have to be getting some of that attention, and that is why you have to embrace social media. So even though it may seem daunting to you, I highly recommend that you try to get the hang of it. You start learning social media and you start using it to your advantage. You are using it to grow your business. Be strategic about it and leverage social media. Now, the fifth and final basic element for having a successful business is that you have to be passionate about what you're doing. I absolutely highly recommend that you're passionate about what you're doing before you even get into business. And let me explain exactly why. So there will be times when business is really tough. All right. And if you're not passionate about what it is, then you will not continue. So the passion that you have for what you're doing is what will keep you going forward. This is what will motivate you to keep going even when the going gets tough. Now let's take any successful entrepreneur, for example. And if you listen to how these entrepreneurs talk, they will tell you that you have to be passionate about what you're doing. Elon Musk talks a lot about passion. Gary Vaynerchuk talks a lot about passion. Warren Buffett talks a lot about passion. Bill Gates talks a lot about passion. Richard Branson talks a lot about passion. So all of these successful billionaire entrepreneurs highly recommend that you're passionate about what you're doing before you start doing it. Because once again, business will get tough. There will be times in your business when you're not making any money. It will appear as if you're not moving forward. But if you're passionate about what you're doing, you will still continue to push forward. And this is what will bring you success in the long run. Now let's take my business, for example. Having funky socks, being able to dress nice for corporate world is something that I am absolutely passionate about. And that is what has kept me going for these years in business. So I highly recommend that before you get into business, you make sure that it is something that you're absolutely passionate about. And if you're passionate about it, you will continue when it gets tough. And this is one of the recipes for having success in business. All right, so there you have it. Those are the 5 basic elements for having a successful business. So just to recap, number 1, you have to have a really good product that solves a problem. Number 2, you have to simplify your message. Number 3, you have to market yourself and your business consistently. Number 4, you have to embrace social media. And number 5, you have to have passion for what you're doing. So I really do hope you found a ton of value in this video. And if you did, please drop a like on this video. It will definitely help this video and the channel out. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend you get subscribed to my channel because I'm always creating and uploading great quality videos to teach you exactly what you need to know to start and run your own business. With that said, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'd really love to see you in my next video.